What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Malazan server, and we are actually venturing out and doing something a little bit different today. I wasn't even planning on recording today, but sort of idle curiosity slashed with boredom sort of ventured me and Mac down a path of trying to find a way. Initially, Mac yesterday was trying to get Wither Skulls in the Nether, and he was having a bit of an unfortunate time in there, so I remember hearing something about being able to get Wither Skulls from strays skeletons. So I sort of done a little bit of testing in the test world, and I realised, or I'm fairly sure it's been found out well long before this point, that if you use a charged creeper on stray skeletons, they also drop Wither Skulls. So after a very crude setup of just a hole and then creepers in boats and sort of leading strays into the hole, it sort of ventured us down to this path to where we're at the moment. And so far in the first practice run and then a second run, I think we've got 13 Wither Skulls so far, which isn't too bad, but unfortunately I had an incident with a charged creeper which killed 3 of the other creepers that we had charged, and so we've got a creeper skull out of it, but unfortunately that means there's 4 times that we're unable to... Please tell me this is a thunderstorm. I've been waiting days and days in-game now for a thunderstorm, and one's not come along whatsoever. If this is a thunderstorm, it's like kismet, because I've literally just started recording. I guess we can keep an ear out for the thunderstorm anyway, to see if there is any strikes. But what we have got is a little crude setup here. Basically, the main issue that we was having is trying to get these strays that were spawning everywhere and lead them over to the hole without absolutely destroying us with arrows beforehand. So we ended up just running a bunch of minecarts. We've got a little circular section over here set up, so that way it can catch strays as we just walk them in, and then we've got a few lined up over here in case they get past that little section, or if one of us is trying to catch one there, another one of us can catch one here. And then what happens is that it catches it in a minecart. The minecart then takes it over to here. It goes along this powered rail over this way, and then it goes over to a activator rail which spits them out. I was having major issues with the activator rail. It kept on spitting them out no matter which way or which direction or which orientation I put them. I'm gonna have to get rid of that creeper at some point. No matter which way I was putting it, the activator rails were always kicking them off onto the rail beforehand. So then I done a detector rail behind it, which sends a signal to a sticky piston, which pushes a block and knocks them into the water stream into the hole. Which means getting the strays wasn't too much of a problem after that point. And then I had a problem where a polar bear got in the minecart, got sent off, and then aggroed all of the strays, and where I had about 15 of them, they all got killed down to about 3, so I've gone around collecting them all again, while I think Mac's gone off for a bite to eat at the moment. So I thought I may as well get a little bit of recording done while he's away. Oh, also with creepers, I've been, after major incidents, we tried minecarts, and trying to move them around in minecarts when they're charged is just a nightmare. All these patches in the ice you can see everywhere is primarily down to creeper explosions, which is a major faux pas on mine and Mac's part. I'm not sure if you heard that, but I was a massive loud in my ears, and again loud noise in my ears. My Hotmail account is apparently blown up with emails, so they're notifying me. As for creepers, I ended up creating this little holding cell sort of scenario situation thing where I'll get a creeper to sort of follow me up these stairs here, and then I'll take them over a trapdoor, run across, open the trapdoor, they'll follow me and drop in the hole. And it's been working out pretty well. I think we've got around about 10 to 15 creepers in there now, and they're all ready to get charged up. I've got a channeling trident on me, ready to go. I've not yet heard any thunder though, so it's a little bit unfortunate. I was really hoping to be able to get this, but if not, I can give you a demonstration of how we're catching the strays at the moment. We head on over here and let's just go find one in the wild. Come on, we need to get rid of all of these other guys. You know what? If we use the channeling one, we can find out if there's any lightning. And if you're thinking, well, I'm in a ice biome or a iceberg biome, it doesn't matter. Whenever there's a thunderstorm, if you use a channeling trident, even in this biome, it still strikes lightning. So that's one good thing which I've learnt, and actually two things so far during this sort of episode, which I guess is going to be, is that the channeling enchant does work in this biome. Come on, get lost. Okay, so we've got to stray up here. We just need him to start following us and start shooting at us. Come on. And then we just need to sort of troll him all the way back over this way. I don't know, I thought that there was like a mob cap limit for creepers, and they just continuously spawn, and it's so easy to go creeper hunting in this biome. It's so flat and open, although that when they blow up, they and half do make a mess. Because if they blow up the top layer of ice, then the layer underneath starts melting, so then you end up with all these little indents everywhere, which gets rather annoying trying to lead these guys back through. So that's how comes we've been patching up with packed dice. We have also got a haste 2 beacon set up, which I set up because I wanted to sort of get some sort of infrastructure set up in this area if we're going to be working over here. Come on guy, can you carry on following me please? And thank you, another arrow to the forehead. Yeah, first of all I was using a shield to these guys, but when you're blocking with a shield, they seem to just stop tracking you. They will attempt to fire, but they won't actually move towards you, which is rather annoying. So he's standing on the track, so now all we have to do is try our best to juke his arrows. He'll again get picked up, and then we head over here to the switch it over so then he gets sent out. He'll get sent onto this end minecart track here, which there's no minecart running on, because I learnt my lesson and they sort of bounced back and went back over there, which was not good. But this guy is going to now make his way over to here. Sometimes if they're still aggroed on you, they'll just shoot off, but otherwise we'll just come along here and give him a little nudge, and then he'll go flying and then pop off, get knocked into the water stream, and then get knocked into that little holding cell area. And then we just head back over here, and it's sort of just a rinse and repeat sort of situation now until a thunderstorm comes. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on collecting strays until a thunderstorm comes. If you're worried about them despawning, the despawning is completely broken in Bedrock, and I've not had any issues with them despawning as of yet, but knowing my luck as far as recordings go, as soon as I get a charge creeper, they'll probably choose to despawn. So yeah, we'll just see how we go from there really. So I've said that I think about 12 times. What I'm going to do is hang about for a thunderstorm. Once we've got some charged creepers, or when we're ready to charge them creepers, I guess I'll bring you back. Alright then guys, so finally after about 6 hours of waiting, it has actually begun to rain and thunder. So I need to try figure out a way how to hit these guys and get a lightning strike on them. So this is going to be a little bit iffy, to say the least. Okay, let's see how this works. Let's pull this out and then... Ow! Ow, ow, ow. Okay, I'm fairly sure that some of them got... Ah, is it seriously only going to do one at a time? Is it that I need a block on top or nearby? See if we can't do this again. Ow! Okay, so it looks like that it's coming up with a bug that it's only going to do one of them at a time. So I think the best bet is for us to actually get one out at a time and do it. Okay. Okay, so it looks like that we're just going to end up having to do one by one in the hopes that we can just do it this way quickly and get a bunch of these guys lined up. So fingers crossed this all works out alright. Oh, why is it I'm breaking stuff so slowly? Okay, not too close because you're gonna get them all caught up. That should be alright for the next one. And wait. Okay, it's number 3. As long as we get 4 or 5, I'll be happy. And it seems to be relatively easy, so we can just keep on moving these guys up. Oh, oh. I'm breaking blocks all over the place now. Track. And minecarts and track. Thank you very much. Do that. Break you. And then we want to zigzag this guy. See, I knew that there was a bug revolving around keeping the charge creepers all together, that the channeling enchant wasn't transferring over, but I honestly thought that that was fixed by now, and clearly it is not fixed, so we just want to hopefully get a fair few of these guys all charged up, and then we can sort of figure out what we do after that point with others. Because we're going to have to try to move them back into storage somehow. Oh, and he's just taking out blocks. Thank you. And you, as long as we don't get too close to these guys, and getting rail underneath them to push them along shouldn't actually be too much of an issue. So let's break this guy. And then we want the next one to be... He's gone for a swim by the looks of it. I want the next one to be along here. Just far enough so that way we've still got room in between them to run around. And then we want another one. I have no idea how many creepers we have here, by the way. So I'm just going to keep on going as long as the thunderstorm lets us. What are you doing, Matt? He's going to get himself into trouble. Okay. Be careful. Charge creepers. There we go. Yeah, we've got a haste 2 beacon set up over here, so whenever we swing our axe at the tracks, we end up breaking about 20 odd ice blocks, which is not all that helpful. But what I'm going to do is hopefully get a couple more of these creeper guys ready. How many have got? 4, 5, 6. I have no idea how many we've got left. And we're out of minecart, so do that. No! Why did you not pick one up? I think 6 may be our limit because they're not getting pushed into this corner. I think there's only 2 left in there. So I think maybe... I don't think there's a way of pushing them over. Let me just see. No, without them getting forced over, we could probably get a minecart onto the other side. This is what I mean about not planning stuff ahead, because I honestly thought that the stupid bug was fixed, but clearly it is not. Let's do something like that, and then let's grab you. Something like this. Well, that lightning struck pretty close by. Can we now grab one of you? There we go. Oh. And we've only got 1 creeper left in there, so I think I'll call it that on that one. Where's our channeling one? Thank you. And yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, what I'm going to do is sort of get this area organised a little bit better before we actually start moving the creepers in. We've got a load of them charged up now, so I'll catch you back in a bit. Alright then guys, so I've had a second or two to sort of compose myself after that complete and utter kerfuffle. The storm's gone, we're back to daytime, and we've got a bunch of charged creepers to start using. Now I'm going to quickly show you down here the amount of skellies that we've got built up. So we've got an absolute ton of strays there, just blocked off a glass wall because the glass wall has 0 sort of blast resistance. And I'm hoping that that 1 skelly there doesn't mess it up, because if it does prioritise that as a drop, then it could actually mess up the entire thing of the rest of them dropping wither skulls. So hopefully it will actually attack one of the strays, or sort of affect one of the strays before it does the skeleton. Now, what we this is going to be really difficult, because trying to get close enough to place a rail is going to be difficult. So we're just going to try to do this as precariously as possible and just make a little platform for us to get round the back of this guy. And luckily the reach on bedrock is actually one block further than it is on Java, so as you can see we can actually reach this block over here. So if we do that and then we do that, if we then, oh, we actually are going to have to connect it to this line. So let's break you and break you and then get some other rail on us. Okay, and then what we are going to want to make sure is that this guy doesn't explode in our face. So let's do that and then do that. And I don't know how to get this guy to go forward. I'm gonna need Mac to actually come in and nudge this guy while he's focused on me. Give us 2 seconds and I'll quickly message Mac to give him a nudge. And here comes Mac. He finally got my message. He was just sort of keeping an eye on things up there, making other hostile mobs sort of came up, but he's going to attempt to actually give this guy a little nudge because he is completely focused on me, so he shouldn't attempt to explode. Fingers crossed. Oh, there he goes. Okay, hopefully he manages to get to the powered rail, and up he goes into the kill chamber. Oh. Okay, it's alright, it's alright. He's just sort of sitting on the edge. But we could sort of take him off of there just by breaking this block here. And come on. Oh, this is going to take a while, this obsidian, isn't it? By the way, about 50% of this entire structure... Oh, this is not good. Why? Why has he done that? Can we? Oh no, that's not going to work. Another nudge maybe? Let's give him a quick message on here, we'll see it quicker. Oh, without drowning. Because this guy is still focused on me, actually he should quite easily be able to pop up behind him. Usually I would just have him on chat so that... There we go. Okay, so at least he's in the kill chamber now, and we don't actually... Well, we shouldn't actually have to ignite him, we just need to get close enough for him to see us. And there we go. That should be the lot of them all down. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not calculated that up. Oh, I think it has. Oh no, we got 9 wither skeleton skulls, but it did count the skelly, which actually took up a bunch of them, unfortunately. Oh no, we've got some here. 25 wither skulls on 1 explosion. Happy days. I was worried there. I didn't think that that would actually work. Because I know that if you have more than 1 skeleton or 1 zombie in the kill chamber, that if you killed multiple of them with the same charged creeper, it would only count for 1 of them and you'll only end up getting 1 skull. I don't know why I keep on doing this thing out of ice. Why not do it out of obsidian? It's like the 3rd time I've replaced it with ice. So grab this guy. Okay, so what I'm going to end up having to do is I'm going to patch up that little drop chute, try to figure out a way of making sure. I'm probably going to whack a powered rail on the end there so the creeper actually goes all the way to the end. And that way he'll drop straight in. Got to get another half slab in there, but 25 wither skulls and a skeleton skull for the win. Happy days. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work with Mac a little bit more and get a bunch more of the mob heads, because I think that's what we're going to want. We've got more than enough wither skulls to do us for a while now. So yeah, I guess I'm going to crack on and I'll show you the tally afterwards. Alright then guys, so it's been a good day or so since the last bit of recording, and as you can probably tell there's some major changes being made in the area now. We got a little bit fed up of trying to Sherpa the hostile mobs into the hole that we want to collect the skulls off. So we've decided to build a very simple sort of slime block launching sort of mob trap up here. And due to the new spawning mechanics, what we've been doing is that during the daytime, we were running around killing all of the hostile mobs in the area. Then at night, we came up here before it turned nighttime. So that way, mobs can only spawn over 24 blocks away and within 54 blocks. So while we're up here at night, nothing down below can obviously spawn. We've killed off most of the hostile mobs, so this is actually now working. As long as we don't go down below at night time, but with it snowing, it's hard to tell whether it's nighttime or not. And it will only work if there's only one or two of us that are actually over here near it, because obviously you have to be within a certain range, and if there's more than one other person on, the mob cap tends to be taken up priority around them people because there's a lot more spawnable spaces. But we've got a load of, I think we should have actually a load of mobs already built up now, because this thing's been running for about 10-15 minutes. We have no idea about the assortment of mobs that are actually going to be down there. Now, while I was building that up there, Mac was down here collecting some more creepers because I accidentally exploded one creeper into Mac, which killed him, and also took out two of our other charged creepers. So we've only got one charged creeper left. So hopefully this all goes to plan as long as everything's okay. Now I'm just going to have a quick nosy down here, because this is where it should have been shipping the mobs to. So we've got a decent little assortment of some zombies, a creeper, and a stray skeleton. Now it was only running for about a good maybe 10-15 minutes, and that's without us doing overly. Well, we've done no cave lighting whatsoever in the area, but we just killed all the hostile mobs we can find. So we may as well get this creeper on the go if we can grab some track, because once again I'm not very prepared. By the way, this episode's just been all over the place, and I do apologise for that. Obviously, I've not had much planned too far ahead. Every single sort of time I start recording, I realise that, as you can see with the bits and pieces, I've just finished off building the mob trap and running around like a lunatic trying to get stuff ready, and clearly it was not ready. So let's just try to wing our way over to this guy. Okay, so he's focused on me now. Thank you. And hopefully Matt can come along and give him a little nudge. This went horribly wrong last time. Like, I was standing too close to one of the other creepers, and it sort of got the ump. Oh no, wait, whoa. Oh no. The track's not split. I don't know which way he's going to go. He's probably going to go backwards, isn't he? I'm sure we'll find out. Yep, he's going that way. So give him a little nudge that way, and away he goes. And then he's probably going to have to give him another little nudge into the actual hole itself. So we'll go over here. I don't know why that is. I keep on shifting it over. Each time I shift it over, he ends up falling this side. So I put blocks that side, and still he managed to get stuck on the edge somehow. So I sort of gave up, and this is pretty much what we've been doing each time now. It's just one of us goes along and gets the attention, the other one can quite easily go up and just nudge him in, which seems to be working alright. And then we don't even have to bother lighting them anymore, we sort of just get close enough to get the ump of them, and then they blow up and kill everything. Which is how it's been working. So let's hop down here, grab whatever skulls are there. What do we get? A creeper, and a couple of zombies, and another wither skeleton skull. Now, we're not hurting for wither skeleton skulls, so this outcomes we've not just been going for strays anymore. We've actually got quite a decent little stockpile of them. And that worked out well, so give me a little dance. Yay! And then we can head in, and I'll quickly show you, before we head up there to test out the mob system after we've got rid of them ones there, what our end tally of the mob heads is. That's supplies. Is it this one? Yeah, this one here. So if we add the zombie, the creeper, and the wither skull, Unfortunately, we're not getting many normal skeletons because the skeletons that we are getting are strays and they drop the wither skeleton skulls. So I think we've only got a couple of them. We've got the 4 heads on the wall directly above us on the right there. But we've got 8 creepers, 6 zombie, 39 wither skeleton skulls, and a skeleton skull. Now, just for a day and a bit sort of working on this area. And as you can see, like Mac's gone all out doing the elevator for the mob spawner that we've got up there. So we're going to head up there. But for not having to go into the nether and actually fight and find, well, find first of all and then fight with the skeletons, that is extremely good. And it is such an easy method. The only choresome part about it is having to wait around for a thunderstorm. Now, once obviously we had 7 or 8 charge creepers, if we wanted to carry on and just get the wither skulls, we could have just carried on running around getting strays, but we wanted to try out other like mobs and get the other different mob heads and whatnot. Now, from this point of view, clearly you can't really see much going on, which is unfortunate. I'm trying to figure out if there's another sort of viewpoint that we can get on the place, so you can actually see what's going on. Yeah. Hopefully we may be able to see some mobs drop down. So basically what it is, you just got a standard hopper clock, and if we get a viewpoint in here, we've got a bunch of glazed terracotta blocks which go all the way up, and we've got just slime block launchers. And then once it, or each time it kicks off, the slime blocks will then obviously get launched. I'm not sure if I turn it off or on them, to be honest with you. It does not appear to be running right now, so well, let's double check that. Oh, there we go. And that's my phone. I usually say it's on silent. Well, that is weird. That's so strange. You reckon that's just because it's like unloaded in like a separate unloaded chunk? We're gonna need a redstone block. Preparedness. I've got wood on me, so no, not you. You. I have no idea. That is so weird. That is just randomly stopped. The redstone blocks has just disappeared completely. Wonder why that is. Let's try our best to do that, and then get you into there, and then is that now running? There we go. That's now running. I have no idea why that redstone block, but yeah, as you can see, we've got creepers, we've got a witch, we've got spiders. Now, obviously, the witches and whatnot are not going to be dropping any heads, and we've actually got a little system at the end here of magma blocks. Now, I don't want to get too close, otherwise that creeper's going to take everything out. But we've got 6 magma blocks just there for the spiders to sort of get caught on, then the only one wide mobs can actually drop down the actual hole. And then when they drop down to the hole, they can get pushed into the water stream at the bottom, into the hole, ready for the charged creepers to then blow up and take them all out. So, hopefully, yeah, so you can hear the spider taking damage. The creeper's dropped down there already, and he's dropped into the hole. This is another spider. We should be able to get a viewpoint over here. Oh, there's another creeper coming along, so if we just back up here. Oh no, I fell. Unplanned fall. And that one's gone. So the spiders are getting caught, which is, honestly, I must have tried around about a good 15-20 different ways of stopping spiders from spawning. I used carpets, I used fence posts, I blocked every other block, and no matter what I'd done, spiders were going to spawn. So I ended up just adding them to the mob total and just carried on shipping them through, and then just get rid of them on magma blocks seems to be the best option. But as you can see, where we are on the AFK spot, as long as we don't go down to the surface by night time, which nightfall is, so we're definitely going to want to be up here. Otherwise, we're going to have to go back down there and clear all of the mobs out again. But if we just stand up here for around about maybe 5-10 minutes, then we've been going down there, using a charged creeper to blow them all up and then collect all of the drops. So it's working out a treat. Now, for a wither skull farm, this is definitely going to be my go-to method. I'm done working in the nether and trying to clear out massive areas of the nether to do it, and this is just such a simpler way. I'm surprised that they've not patched this with the strays dropping the wither skulls, but maybe it's intended, maybe it's not. I don't know. But I think we've run out of time for today's episode either way, and I think Max had enough of helping me out, especially considering I've managed to kill him, I think, 2 or 3 times while recording this episode. Not too sure how many times I caught on camera, but I've definitely set off a couple of charge creepers in his face. So sorry about that, Mac. But hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode, and I'll hopefully catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.